Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jay Michaels. I bid adieu to my friends here at Dream on Baransky, and then I said no, and I pressed record one more time uh, because I didn't know how much was changed. I knew there were changes. I knew there were drastic changes made to it, and it opened up almost immediately with these changes. Now, you'd think that everybody just agreed on it because of the speed of which it opened. But when I said, hey, let's talk about the changes, I saw smiles on their faces, but I wasn't sure what was behind those smiles. So I'm asking Amber and Jake. I'm asking you both. You made drastic changes. You mentioned in the previous interview, you even changed the ending. You altered the character structures, the whole works. Now you two are directors of this as well. So what did it take to get those changes done and done so quickly?
You want to go?
I'll go on. Well, for the first time around, we did collect some audience feedback forms, which I think helped us after the entire first run. But I think for the writers, mainly with Rich, when he created this and he brought it to us, he was like, "Oh, I just want people to have a wacky, fun time and have a good laugh, and then see you later." Like that. That's sort of the gist of it. But as we kept looking further and further, I didn't think that he knew, first off, how important a lot of the themes that he touched on was and how they could be expanded on, which really comes full circle, and that you can be funny, you can be humorous, but you can also touch on deep, dark, personal subjects in this musical format. It can be done. Um, it took all of us sitting down and reflecting on everything the audience said. He had a really good round of speaking to people on their way out. We're like, okay, we know this is our baby, but how do we just send it off? We have to redo some of these things. We can make it clear to those people on how to approach each dark subject in a very approachable manner. You can get it to people without being too foreboding and not veering away from comedy, but still tackling it.
Yeah, I think it was just also convincing him that we're going to keep the integrity of the play. It was very important to him that this is comical and entertaining and light and funny. And he really didn't want it to turn into sort of a serious drama. But my perspective as a woman was to challenge him on that and say, what do you think women coming to see the show are going to take away when they walk out of the audience? Like, we're living in a time right now where a lot of us are having our rights taken away from us, with Roe v. Wade being overturned and whatnot. Like, do we really want to come and just see a man treating women really badly and then that's it, happy ending? Like, we don't. We want to see more than that. And whether that's something that came straight to his mind or not, I think Richard was very much like, no, they're just going to watch him suffer and find it funny, which, yeah, we are. But we also want him to learn a lesson. And whether you give the piece meaning or not, people will take their own meaning from that. And I certainly didn't want that meaning to be, well, men can just do what they want and get away with it, you know? So it was talking to him about that. And he really was very, very open. And we're super grateful to him for sitting down with us, because it is his baby. He's been with it for many years. And I'm very grateful that he was able to listen to my perspective on that. Definitely the submission forms that we handed out to the audience in the first round, like Jake said, really helped, because a lot of people were echoing the same sentiment. A lot of the critics were as well. So I'm just very grateful that he sat and took it on board and was like, okay, yeah, you know what? I think you're right. And we should go a little deeper with this while still keeping the integrity of it being a comical, lighthearted show.
So you're both very nice people. And you've made it sound like you all sat down, each with a lovely cup of tea, and said we should change it. And he said, "Yeah, sounds good." And then you just did. So let me ask again: how easy was it to get these changes done? Was it as easy as you made it out to be?
No, I think if it was as easy as I made it out to be, then the changes would have happened the first time we put it up. For me, I would have done it the first time, but it was I'm not the writer. it wasn't necessarily my place to be able to do that. It was, you know, his show, and we were choosing to take it on board. So I think this, yeah, part of not the battle, to the little extreme, but part of the process was allowing him to see it in his vision the first time around, and have feedback, not just from us saying, we want to change your show, we want to change your show. Like, I think, like we said, hearing the feedback from people that came to see it the first time, coupled with what we'd been saying from our perspective, then I think is when the cogs started to turn in his head, and he was like, okay, if I want to take this to the next level, maybe we should make some big changes.
So to answer, it wasn't easy, but we did lay a lot of groundwork.
Yes.
I'm really impressed with both of you, because you're not talking about changing a musical. You are basically talking about changing someone's outlook. You're basically educating someone to the ways of the world, and then it reflects in their art. So it's not so much art is imitating life, but maybe art imitated life, but as life changed, art needed to change as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed at that. In your positions, you could have easily just said, okay, we'll just direct whatever you give us. But no, you said, we're going to be true to ourselves as artists, and we're not going to put a message out there that we would not endorse ourselves.
Yeah, as great as it would be to just take a paycheck and go home, I don't think that's why we're here. We're here to have an audience question themselves, figure out things for themselves. There's a lot of shows I've seen where I've been going through something in my life at the time. I'm like, oh, wow, that's a whole new perspective. And that's really what we wanted to offer, is new perspectives, a different way to challenge people on things. I think that's true to the integrity of the American Theater of Actors, and also just true to ourselves on that one.
I think that's incredible. I've been doing this long enough that I squeeze the humility out of me in saying that I need to listen to the next generation in order to promote the next generation. And you have indeed done that with the composers to great success. Here is a wonderful microcosm of that. Here was a really fun play that maybe 10 years ago would have been a striking message, but now we've grown as a society, and the message needed to change, and you, in, oh my gosh, record time, changed it and put it back up to great success. You two are to be commended for being real artists. You know, it's great to say I'm a great artist. Well, that just means you buy a blazer. You have been real artists, and you've said, as Shakespeare said, the artists or actors are the abstract and brief chronicle of the time. And you have said, here is the brief chronicle of the time we need to talk about. And this musical could do it if it's changed. And you got the composers to do it, and then you put it right back up. Bravo. Bravo to both of you. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
American Theater of Actors, they have been doing this for nearly 50 years, and they have put up cutting edge pieces, and here they show their great elucidation. They have put up a great piece, and then they put it up again when it was even greater. So it's at the American Theater of Actors. That's americantheaterofactors.org. You can go there for tickets. You can search out Dream on Baransky on Eventbrite. You have 5 more chances, ladies and gentlemen, to not only see a really great piece of work, but see how that great piece of work is breathing and how it has grown, as we all must, as in an ever-changing society. So here's to wonderful performances yet to come, and here's to standing ovations 5 more times. Thank you all very much.